If there was one moment in your life that believing in magic could change your entire life, I don't think there could be any better day than today, is because manifestations are flourishing and spawning literally all around you and all around me and everywhere. And this magic and this beauty is all around us. But when we are unaware of these realities or these synchronicities or these signs or these things around us manifesting, then we become like zombies of this reality where we're just letting our reality happening to us instead of for us. In this video, I'm going to share with you how we can take this power back and become more aware of our reality so that we can attract and draw in the things that we desire most in our life. But before I get into this, my name is Johnny, and I'm obsessed and in love with my life and manifestation. And I believe that everybody can do this if they really put their heart and soul into their own being. And when you're able to find your true purpose within you, everything else will be expressed in reality, and it can be wonderful. And I know that sometimes that there are some that are new to this place and new to manifestation because they had to find it through difficult times. But everyone has found this path somehow, some way. But you never find the path because the path finds you. And when that path finds you, things start opening. But the only way that our reality can open to this awareness that's happening around us through these manifestations is having clarity within our own mind and our own thoughts. Because everything begins with us internally within what we are saying to ourselves every single day, right? So it's a battle for our own consciousness, our own mind, because we were conditioned growing up in school to be analytical, logical thinkers, and all these different personality traits that don't belong with the spiritual realm. It's everything's against it. You know, it's like Never Ending Story brought that up, you know, and the kid's drawing, the dad's like, hey, your teacher's been telling me you've been drawing horses in school. And it's like, no, they're unicorns. And he's like, you need to get your head out of the clouds. And the thing is that we were brought up as a way, the way that society has done this has been pushing those things away from us to be less aware of our reality and believing what's within us. You know, I remember growing up as a little kid, I have no clue why I was attracted, but my mom bought me a tarot deck when I was a little kid because I was very, very in tune with the spiritual realm more, but I didn't know why I was literally attracted to it. I would literally meet up friends and we would ghost hunt and we would go travel, you know, and then it was different than, you know, Stranger Things where the, you know, kids would get together and go discover, you know, the upside down. But when me and my friends met up, we got on our bikes, we actually went to go on ghost hunting trips. We'd go to haunted areas and haunted places. So I was really into this stuff, and I would have my brother sit on a chair and I was like, let's practice this aura thing, because that was the first time I've ever heard of it. I saw it on TV. So I would sit in a chair and my brother would try to figure out how to do it, and then I would try to do the same and see if we can see auras. I was just fascinated. I was just fascinated with these things. And I remember one day I was walking down the street and I saw someone walking, but then there was this floating like angel-like being following them. Maybe their spirit guide or some sort. I don't want you to think that I am literally crazy, but I believe that I've been into these and in tuned with it, that I see these things. And some might not even understand a lot of this stuff, and I didn't really, but I was just drawn to this stuff at a very young age. But anyways, really, it's it's about shifting our awareness and being in tune with the frequency of the reality that we want, because all of this stuff can exist in a parallel reality. So when we overcome ourselves and persevere through the challenges and the obstacles and anything that's been thrown in front of us, eventually we will be able to find this light at the end of the tunnel and become a part of this magic and be part of this reality. The reason why a lot of us aren't really finding our true powers in this reality that I've noticed is because the common person, or the man, or how Neville Goddard would call it, is that most will fight reality with matter through matter. They will try to change things through the physical to make a physical change. If something was going wrong in their life or in their family or in relationships, or they would use matter with matter. And sometimes doing something through the physical reality can cause more complications and things even falling even more apart, is because we are not in tune with reality, because we're thinking it's the 3D physical one that we are actually seeing. But in fact, if we just stopped what we were doing and closed our eyes and looked within, we can literally change the channel, change the frequency, change the tuning of what we are seeing by simply changing the thing that's in here, which is our logical analytical mind. We are changing the thoughts that are going in this. And what happens is, like, if I'm in a situation or something that's just very negative, I would simply get into a state where I can imagine that this place or this person or this thing is not in this negative state, but an attractive, positive state. And literally, you can change things around instantly. You can change the way your other person will conform to you, because everything is you pushed out, that you are a mirror, the reflection, and everything is whatever you're believing internally within you is the reflection that's responding back to you. So when we are aware that everything we are seeing in our reality, from the obstacles and through the things that are showing up that's causing us to not have the things that we desire, these are all the things that we are actually creating in our own minds. And it's like we have to get around this, right? It's like a never-ending cycle, and we have to somehow break this cycle of this pattern that we're repeating. Because if we look in reality, everything is a pattern, even mathematical in a way. From sacred geometry even to the plants that have all sacred geometry within it. So when you want to have this magical power is obtained by believing that whatever it is that you want to be, that you are. And the way that we are doing this is that we are affirming this in our reality through the thoughts that we are saying to ourselves throughout the day. So someone would say in my comments, like, hey, I'd like to hear more stories on how you do it. This is how I do it. I'm telling you, I don't even have a script or anything. I'm telling you how I live my life, how I see it, how when I walk out my door, I literally see manifestations happening. Your whole life is like that. And the more you're open. So when I was telling my stories earlier as a kid, I just had to learn to be more open. Meaning to not turn things down because of a belief. Like, even though maybe I might think, oh, maybe it is a conspiracy. Let's just say, put it as conspiracy as an analogy. Instead of just throwing something away, let me see your facts. Let me see what you have to see if whatever you're trying to say with the information is valid, but I would like to see it to make my own decisions. So I never tend to object to something, whether something would be legitimate or not. Like someone in the comments, we were talking about, is it possible to even manifest height change or eye color? Medically, that is impossible, right, in the scientific field. However, in the quantum world, in a reality where there is nothing that actually exists, because with the observer, reality forms when it's being observed. And it needs a lens, which is you, to create this physical reality around us. And every parallel reality of you is another state of consciousness, another state of being. So if I were to say that you go to the store and you go scratch a lottery ticket and you lose, it's because you are in the state of someone that doesn't win. You don't believe that you're a person that believes in luck or chance, or someone that it's meant to be. If it wasn't, then it wasn't meant to be. That is not the state of consciousness we want to be in. In fact, there's another parallel reality of you that believes that I am a winner, that everything I touch turns to gold, that when I walk into this place, I know for a fact that I'm going to win. And you're going to go in there, scratch a ticket, and you're going to win. And the reason why this can work, and you can win multiple times, and this has happened to many people. I've done it with small wins just for fun, but I don't really try to go too crazy in it. Basically, how this works is that it doesn't matter how many lottery tickets you buy, for example, because it's those 5 numbers plus whatever, right? The Powerball. And what we are manifesting is we are shifting into the state with the numbers of the thing that we've already played that existed into the reality that already has that winning number. So we are literally shifting into the state of the awareness of someone that has that. And we are unwavering with our confidence and our conviction, knowing that whatever that we are desiring has no choice but to come to us, because that is our state of being. We are not asking any questions about it. So it doesn't matter about what you are manifesting in this reality, because if you believe that the magic is within you, this magical power, then everything is magically expressed right back out into your world. And we have to learn to cut through the lies and illusions of our 3D physical world, because what our mind and our subconscious do, it's a program. You spent your entire life building up this program, this software, and what it's showing you is opposite of what you are wanting, because you've programmed this thing for so long that it could take time for it to switch into your new physical reality. It could shift in an instant, but in a lot of cases it could take days, maybe weeks, but it's all depending on how persistent you are in that state of awareness, in that state of consciousness of somebody that is living in the wish fulfilled, living in the end, because that's when you will get the thing that you desire, is staying into that state of being. The only thing that I ever do when I'm going about my day, when I'm staying in that state, that living in the end, that knowing that deep within me, all we have to do during our days is just being aware of the things that we're constantly thinking about and listening closely. I mean, when you're driving and when you're doing this, listen closely to those. And as soon as you hear things are like, oh, I'm having a bad day, I'm doing this, everything is going wrong, we need to flip that, or I just can't stop being broke, or whatever words you're saying to yourself, right? What we're doing is we're flipping the switch and changing those into a positive affirmation that I am a winner, I am successful, I am love, I am the most spiritual of spiritual beings, right? I am, because why would you need to do all this weird stuff like, let's say, shadow work or something where I need to work on? When in fact, why wouldn't you shift into the state of that spiritual being that has already done all those things? And now you're in tune with the highest frequency of yourself, the highest being. Shift into that one, not this something in the middle that, oh, I need to be working on something. Let's get to that top one, right? So anything in our life, what we are doing is we are living that most highest being of ourselves that has all the desires that we've ever wanted in our life, that is already fulfilled, right? So through our day, we are affirming through our affirmations. Now, we don't have to do this. You know, some people say the best technique, the best method is no method at all. But let me tell you that there are a lot of people that are just being and it's not working. You have to change something. Maybe when you get to that like level of like manifestation, like pro or whatever you would call this, then maybe you can just be. But I am not going to wait for my reality to happen anymore. I'm not going to wait to say, let me see if it's going to happen in my reality. Let me see if that dream's going to even be possible. Let me just see. Let me wait to see if it was meant to be. No, because if you put it out there, again, the separation, that thing never comes. Maybe you get really, really lucky, right? And you're that one person. But when you separate the object of you and that thing, and you and that are separate, then that doesn't come, because you and reality are one. You and consciousness, you and awareness, you and the infinite intelligence, you and the all are all one of another. And when you become one, all creation is possible. And it's all possible because of you. You have this power. You are the magic. You are the reason that life exists. You can make the difference. You are the one. There are so many people all around us that are manifesting. Why can't it be you? Why can't it be your life to have all the desires and the happiness in the world? Why can't it be you? Why do we have to suffer and struggle and be in pain all the time? That doesn't have to exist in this reality if we don't allow it to linger. It's all about not dwelling upon these thoughts. It's okay to think of memories, but do not dwell upon the memory, because the subconscious doesn't understand if that event is happening now in your reality or it's a past event, because all it understands is the thought and the emotions. And when we're lingering into this thought, then it gets expressed right back into our reality. So it is our job to understand these emotions and feel them, right? Don't dwell upon it, and then let go. Allow to free it into its own and let it just go away. Because now it's time to become that new version of you, that magical being of you that has all that they would ever imagine to be. So if you still want to know more about manifestation and you want to level up your reality, then check out this video here to take you to the next level.